is in search of workshop leads. June is the prep month, a library of recorded sessions that gets a whole cohort of first to vibe coders ready before the ship a thing this July. If you have built something worth teaching, you have a session to give. Visit ZABALGAMEZ.com, that's ZABAL Games.com, and sign up. What is the ZABAL Games? 3 months, June, July, August. June is prep with ZAL teachers, vibe coding instructors run recorded sessions on tools, context, and the ecosystem. July is the open build-a-thon. Anyone with the vibe coding harness ships a build for the ZABAL ecosystem publicly. August is the finals, a cohort curated from July, each builder paired with a ZAL mentor for the main event, winner reveal.
What's up? Everybody? I'm here with Aziz, also known as Moto. How we doing today, Aziz?
Chilling.
Awesome. It's good to have you here. I'm really excited for your presentation today. We are here for the ZABAL Games, as you guys heard, for some workshops. Aziz and I have met through the DAO space, through a bunch of different DAOs, and it's been really cool to see someplace that I pop up here or there, Aziz is there. So I'm excited for him to share a little bit on the vibe coding journey of leveraging this agentic tooling infrastructure for solving problems that he's seen in different DAOs that he's been a part of. So I'm excited to get started here. If you want to give an intro, Aziz, I'll pop over the presentation and we'll get started.
Perfect. Thank you, Zal. So I'm just gonna jump into it so we can get through it and then jump in. If you have any questions, please, if you're watching the ZAL Games, I'm excited and you should be as well. So back a little bit about me, a little backstory. I'm not a coder, I'm not a developer. I actually come from production and media. And a little while ago, I think it was 2 years ago, I found out about DAOs. I mean, I knew about the word DAO, but I didn't understand what and how you could learn facets and how you could build with it. That's what I was doing. I mean, every time we met with you, Zal, it was me trying to find out what exactly is this word, what is the ZAO, what is the DAO, what is community, what does it mean in this new age of technology, right? So $40 in, I found myself into a situation, right? I have this great, I've been thinking about conceptualizing, speaking about not so many words with so many people. A lot of people can relate to what I'm talking about, but there's no technology on African markets. So one Wednesday, I'm just kicking it and I get a notification from Dev3 Pack and they tell me that there's a hackathon happening for non-technical founders. And I'm super excited because, to be very honest, to be very frank, I talk to developers and it's very easy to sell your vision to funders and such, but it's very hard to sell your idea to developers. So that was a precarious situation that I was in. I'm talking to developers. I want to build something, but everybody wants to charge me an amount. And that's fine. And I understand coming from the creative space, it was something that I knew. The starving artist is one of the most popular phrases that comes in the creative space, right? So knowing that and understanding that I don't want anyone to work for free. So it dawns on me that there has to be another way. Come in the DAO. Millions of people across Africa have communities, either chamas, SACCOs, what we call now DAOs in Web3, have different names, cooperatives, Stockfeld, so many names across Africa. And that's the name. But the technology is DAOish, either NFT, one vote, one thing or another. It is DAO technology, but broken down into different components. That's what we thought about. So coming into this space, we asked ourselves, what is it that we're building and why are we building it? Who is it for? If my mother can't use it and somebody that doesn't have a basic education can't use it, then it doesn't work. And I'll tell you why. The reason why is because there are already existing communities that are operational using a black book. So, with a black book, they're able to manage funds, give merry-go-round, which is basically contribution, one person to another, one person to another, month by month, week by week, whatever metrics they're taking. It is for them to be able to aggregate a good amount of funds in one setting. So rather than having 10,000 every month for the next 10 months, you can have 100,000 once. But only one of you in the community can have that. And that to us sat as a very big limitation. And this is why traditional finance, banking, all of the different rails that we know about just work simply because we can aggregate a big amount of funds and be able to distribute it as a sales point. So we can sell resources. So banks sell loans, which is your money, my money, and they package them so well that we take loans from them and we pay them interest. But these small groups have been doing it, giving small loans to individuals without this whole base of technology. So rather than changing how they do business, we're considering how can we do business with them and how can we meet them at their level. So um, $40 behind 72 hours before the hackathon. I mean, 72 hours, the hackathon is about to start, right? And I'm there sitting and I'm like, this guy is telling me that I can code. So, to be very honest, the whole hackathon kind of threw me for a loop because in the beginning, they were teaching us how to code and I was learning, right? And then all of a sudden, they switched to, but there's AI tools that can do this. And I was like, okay, but all the developers I know are saying AI tools can't do it. And I'm like, I tend to believe them, right? So $40, that means Claude and ChatGPT. I paid for both. And I, took the risk, caution to the wind. And 72 hours is the time I took during the hackathon. To be very honest, at the end of the hackathon, 2 hours, I mean, 2 minutes before submission window closes, I was scrambling. I come from media and I couldn't shoot a video on Loom that was long enough. I couldn't download it. It was a mess. But all in all, I submitted videoless or with a small, simple video that I put up. I don't want to mention it because it's not really, it doesn't feel right. But I did. And from then, I mean, I didn't have a product. Then it's been a roller coaster because it started me out. It pointed me in the direction. And it's not about me being a developer because I'm not. I mean, starting out this whole journey, I was just a guy with ideas. And I know a lot of people out there could be possibly in the same position where you know something from your past experience and you'd like to exploit and build into it, but the technology, as people say, is not there yet. From my understanding, and I'm not throwing salt on any developer, I feel like developers learn just like us individually, learn what they need to know. And if they're into finance or into the legal realm, then they're going to have focuses in those spaces and not be as diverse. For me, I experienced life many ways. So, in my age, I'm an old millennial, an old soul. I don't want to tell you my age, but I'm an old soul, and being that old soul, I've experienced Cartoon Network at its prime, um, when Boomerang came out at its prime. So, these things I've learned, just not to put anyone in any position, but it's the positions and the places I've been, the exposure I've had that has led me to this. It was 7 years ago when I saw the first live stream being managed on a computer, and I was like, That's TV right there. But I didn't know how to do it. So using Claude and ChatGPT, I've been able to. That's a stack. That's what I use. And using Augment on some of, I think it's Codex, where I can go into individual features of the particular build and make changes to what I think should be there rather than what the AI thinks should be there. And the understanding I have is from just interacting with AI for the last few months or the last few weeks, it's AI understands how to do it, but it doesn't know. For example, if I told you to cut half, you'd cut half. But if you tell AI to cut half, it cuts half, or it cuts half. So it doesn't know you, it doesn't understand nature or the 3D realm or the 2D realm. It only understands half. So that's what you need to do. Explain what half is in your description. So with AI, I've been able to now, for me, and I don't know if it's the same for you, but it's been transformative. I've been able to declutter my mind in terms of the idea and how it works for me, how it belongs to the world, how it works in terms of revenue without having to consult. But I have consulted when it comes to what does the bill look like? Who does it work for? And that goes into the next play. The next space. When building, I'm not building for myself. Yes, I believe this idea belongs in the world, but learning from my experiences, it's been how does it fit in the world? In the world that I live in, Africa primarily, people don't have as many computers. Like computers are a luxury that you get when you get a job or you're in a specific region or you're doing a specific thing. So mobiles are what people, even the people you work with out there into the world that create designs, video edit for you, most of these people are editing on their phones. And I know it might be surprising to you because you have all the luxuries or you don't have all the luxuries and you don't know how to start. Just start. That's the only answer I can give you because I thought I needed developers. I thought I needed a solution. But the answer is within. It's in you as much as it's in me. So I put it in myself and built with the knowledge I knew is how it works, not the technology, not the development skill, but the knowledge. And putting that in mind, I put mobile first because Africans or an African continent only or mostly uses phones. Zero blockchain technology because if I tell your mother cryptocurrency, don't lie. She's going to say no, that's a scam. So we don't want people to think that it's a scam, knowing that it's full well that it works. And there's multiple technologies that have worked in the industry that we're in right now, from mobile money, POS, credit cards, that did not sell the technology, but they sold the experience. Look at Coca-Cola, sell the experience. How do you feel? Coca-Cola is at every family gathering. Tell me I'm lying. So, Coke, if you're out there and you're hearing us, you can come and sponsor the channel. But yeah, so for Kenya, we do M-Pesa, which is basically um, Venmo in America. So you can pay with your phone, and for us, it's connected to your mobile number, your M-Pesa. Your mobile number has your name, it's basically an account. And this was created primarily for an unbanked society, which Africa has a plethora of. So, with that, we realize that the technology and the biggest challenge of having this technology is understanding. A lot of people in Africa may be cut off high school or before high school. So Education was far and few between, and it was for many reasons, and we're not faulting anyone for that. What we're looking at is how can we use AI to make that information accessible to people who are educated and people who have less than. That's the important value, that everybody can understand in a circle, come to it in the loop, where they can get value out of this system and get value back into their lives. So accessible from day one. Now we go into the products. We have built a product, the Baraza protocol, which is so under the umbrella of Build Africa DAO, which is basically an organization that focuses on bringing people to the blockchain, people who can use blockchain technology, organizations, corporations, communities, anyone that wants to use blockchain technology in a manner that is not too technical. They know that they want to vote, so we put a three vote mechanism into it, where you can vote either yes, no, or abstain. You can come in and put up a proposal. You can use the AI brain that we're creating, which is Akili. Akili is not just one brain, but a multitude of brains. One that searches social media, one that looks at the community's conversations, one that looks at interactions, one that looks at security. Everything that a community needs to be able to have, Akili will do. And the reason Baraza protocol is so important is because it creates a one unit place where we can come under the tree. So in Africa, I don't know if it's the same, but across the world, but in Africa, when you have community engagement, the old men or the wise men or the community leaders come under a tree, and that's what we call the Baraza. A Baraza is just a community meeting place. That's what it means. It's a Swahili word that means a community meeting place. So, as the baraza, you can come and baraza about your wedding. You can come and baraza about whatever you do. At the end of the day, it's your community and what you mean what your intentions are towards achieving a certain goal. So with that, we started thinking about how does it work together, because revenue is important. You coming and communing is not as important. You coming and pushing your transactions isn't important to you, because you're doing it on the black book. So we put in an incentive metrics where we created a TV station, which is a broadcasting network, a syndication that will allow people to earn from these productions, from from the content that we're creating. There's a divide in Africa. Content is being created, content creators aren't getting paid. So we aim to bring them both together. And no functional ecosystem or community works without newspapers, television, or a broadcast, or just internet. So with that, we put it into the build, where the community build a DAO, Build Africa DAO owns an umbrella of different organizations. The first one we've discussed is Baraza Protocol, where you can come as a community leader and create a community. We're going to look at that in a few if we have the time. And then the second product that we have is the Baraza TV, where we're putting AI to work, decentralizing where the media comes from. So there's no longer going to be a situation where I can say deactivate Nigeria, because the channel does not belong to Nigeria. It belongs to the social media. And if you don't deactivate social media, and that's a challenge. A lot of people go into the Web3 space and say, I want to reinvent social media. I disagree. That's my opinion. But I disagree in the sense of let's do it with the social media, with YouTube, with Facebook, with Instagram, with LinkedIn, with Telegram. You already have an audience there. If you could just deactivate the audience, then that would make sense. But in this current situation, we need the audience. So, with the current model, the distribution channels will be able to use RTMP keys from any number of users and put it through into a live stream, a distributed live stream. Now, imagine 1 million people sharing the same distribution channel. I mean, a creator in Lagos, a creator in Accra, a creator in Nigeria, all at 10,000 following. But they don't matter to the funder, the investor, the sponsor, because does your audience actually convert? But if we can purport the idea of having a million, not the idea, but the actual implementation of having a million RTMP keys streaming all at the same time, then at minimum we have a million people, the people who gave us their stream keys. But look at it from a perspective of audience. If they have an audience, if they have a following, then the probability is then they have 10, 20, or 30. That's a product we can sell to the investor, to the sponsors, to get investment into ads, not for free money. Return on investment is measured instantly because we're going to put QR codes on the screens where you can scan them and go and activate. So if we have a million times 10, that's 10 million. If we can get 10 million Africans to commit to scanning the QR and actually participating in the advertisements or the campaigns, Polymarkets, Base, Binance, all can have a stream, and that will reduce the amount of money that they have to spend in expansion and reaching out to these markets. You can ideally run an ad like traditional broadcast. That's what it's modeled after. And from ad, be able to get feedback where you should be expanding to. So with the protocol, with the communities, we've done research in ZA. You can quote me if I'm wrong, but it's been 2 years of back-to-back calls, understanding the community in Africa, understanding who's building why. And to be honest, the jury's in, and we have Stella, Solana. As much as Solana has not had activations in Africa, still they've built a community, a strong community in Africa. So in those rails, in that mind, with that in mind, we started with EVM, Solana, Stellar, and we have a few others that we're looking at in terms of application intentionally, not just for the sake of applying a chain, but applying a chain that makes sense, right? So for me, and this is my advice to anyone that's watching, if you're trying to get into the space and you don't know what you already do, and I'll explain in not so many words. You have a problem that you can identify with clearly, either community, food, transport, logistics, whatever it is. You have a problem that you are particularly, you know, in a position to be able to solve, right? So when you're going into building with AI, focus on putting in the specifications. What matters to you? Why does it matter? Answer the real questions to yourself before you expect the AI to do the work. Because if you go and send in the work, it's just going to be spaghetti. Pardon my French. But yeah. So focus on building a PRD, a requirement document that first answers all the questions. Because as much as you don't understand code, you will understand how the words come together and if it makes sense. I mean, if you're building something that's the beauty of it. You already know. Then the AI tools, like I said, for me, Claude, ChatGPT, and a few others. I mean, the tools, the skills, learn, experience. Just go research before you explore, and then uh, just ship. Don't hold on to it. Build in public. Let people judge you if they're gonna judge you. And you, if you're building something you care about, then you don't care about judging or judgment. And yeah, so that's my stick. I can show you what I was able to build real quick. Do I have the times on?
Go for it. We can also do a little Q&A at the same time. I loved it. It was really cool to see how you have grown so much since I first met you, and some of these problems that I've seen you have lots of conversation about with other folks, and spend a lot of time trying to solve through conversation. And now being
Yeah,
able to see
absolutely.
you able to do that through software is really cool. So I'm super proud. I'm excited. I checked out the website during your presentation, and I'm excited to put one of our DAOs. I don't know exactly where or exactly what, but try it out, test out the tooling, and see where we can help you, because it sounds awesome. I love the fact that you went at this at a hackathon just on a weekend in 72 hours and rocked it out with other experienced people sharing that knowledge with you, and that leveling you up into a different individual than you were before you entered that, right? And I think that's the super powerful thing about this AI
Yeah.
agentic tooling, is that it can level up any creative, any artist, anyone that's out there into someone that can like have all these potential business ideas or ideas that they want to artistically or creatively create, and be able to manifest that through software in a way that's not been possible before for a non-technical individual. So I'm stoked. Thank you so much for the presentation. We're at about 26 minutes here, so we'll keep that for the presentation part one. But we can definitely open it up to a part two if you want to give a demo. If anyone wants to ask any questions, I see we also got someone who popped up on the stream, GSD1. I don't know, GSD, if you want to share anything you thought, or say anything over there from your angle. But Motomoto is an awesome presentation.
James,
Thank you.
yeah, I
GMGSD.
heard what James, bro. I heard what Motomoto say. Yeah, so concerning the part of like something like AI, if you're gonna judge, like yeah, I love that word. So what I'm trying to ask is that like you when you building like when you asking like you should go like you should how am I going to put it? Like, you should do it by yourself. Like, you should know what you should study what you're gonna ask. Like, yeah, something like that. So I don't understand that part that much. So I would like to just brief me, even just for like 30 seconds. Thank you.
Okay. So, I mean, I think the best way to describe it is if you're an artist, then there's an artistic form that you can now, you know, show through using technology. Either, for example, having a submission for people to give their creative feedback to what you do, or if you're a developer then and you're looking, because blockchain has primarily been about development and for developers. If you're a developer and you're looking to come into the space, then you can build something that gives feedback real quick rather than having to build the whole product to the end. You can ideate as many times. So with AI, you and your experience from 20 to 25, and I speak from my point of view. I started in sales where I was selling printing paper in the downtown of our city, right? And I wanted this idea of to get out of building. I mean, my profits were all built from what I did to having a resource that I can sell over and over. So that's what led me to this, because it started with selling paper to marketing on social media when Facebook came out. And then I realized that marketing is about the content, and I moved to content, and then I moved to production because I realized that, I mean, I need to create the content, and then I move to live stream because I need to move the content as fast as I can. Imagine a situation where you have an event on Wednesday and you find it about, or you get the photos and videos next month on a random Wednesday. It doesn't work. So that's what the journey has been for me to get me to this. And I have my community around me that has been working with me, and it's always been, how can I make money with you guys? I know you're working you're doing your thing, Zal is doing his thing, but there's a way that I can build something that you can plug into. So that's been my journey. That's been the journey of me trying to discover what tools my people want to see. I mean, you are my people, right? How can I be able to ensure that once we launch the product, you can come in and plug in and make your $20, $30, $50. And to a lot of people, that's not a lot of money. But to some people, that's a beginning. So I'm not trying to change the world with millions of dollars, but I am trying to change people's lives with the little that I can. And I can't give you from my pocket. So I build something that I believe and I know that can work for all of us. And I believe that you can build something and anyone can just come up with an idea, even if it's public transport, it's transport, delivery across continent. Something that is very unique to you is something that comes easy. And I mean, I can tell even right now, somebody come and build this live stream TV because it's taken me 6 weeks and 7 years. And when I say 6 weeks, it's back to back trying to do it, 7 years of imagining what can it be. So you
I
have
love
something
that.
that eats you in the, you know,
You talked about the
you have something
composable
that
part,
eats
and
you.
I think that's really cool as well. The ability to have people be able to plug in anywhere and be able to use these Lego blocks in terms of things that we can all use to build up this structure together. And I think that's super powerful. One of the things that GSD mentioned and in his question that I thought was a good answer also for new builders is the planning stage of your build is going to save any time you add to the planning stage is going to save you 5 times the amount of time in the actual execution stage. Because if you plan with the AI and spend your time doing that, it'll actually make the product of what it's going to create a lot better. So instead of having mistakes along the way once you build it, it might have those solved if it had asked you a question before about what you wanted it to do. So I don't know if you have any other questions, GSD, but it's good to have you on. Thanks for the question.
Thank you, thank you. I'm okay. I'm cool. I'm cool. Thank you. I understand what you say. Thank you.
Thanks. Motomoto, do we want to get into a little demo? If you want to share your screen, or do you want me to
Yeah,
share my screen?
I mean, either way, I can quickly share mine. I had it pulled up. So for me, part of the journey was actually seeing the product. I honestly thought that this, AI building wasn't really anything. And excuse me, and until this day when I landed on this and I could see the vision that I've had for the multiple years that I've been building and it coming together from you launching a DAO with a one click and it being able to accommodate multiple facets because it's something that most builds don't accommodate, right? You don't even know that there's a cooperative, there's a SACCO, there's a Stockville, there's all these different organizations that operate within Africa, and this is the platform that we build. And it's what you're buying, 500. You come and put it in, you put in a description of what your platform does, what the community does. It's a running club. You put that in. So eventually, once we are done with the AI, it's going to be here where you can just describe it and it will create a good description for you and also do the measurements for what kind of community. Is it you who runs the community? Is it the community runs the community? Is it run by multi-sig and such? So we're working on that. And for Africa, as I said, it's mobile money. We usually have what is a paybill number, or you can use USSD, so the *1400. And this was the true test for me. So you can see that it's actually moving, and the only thing that we have left right now is connect the API keys. And I can share the GitHub repo, and you can attach it to the post, and people can actually see that I didn't build I didn't go to any formal blockchain development school, but so far, I mean, from the vision and the idea, I managed to create the design, the flow, and so far, so good. And the part that excites me about this is
Ooh,
this, it's the bounty board. So
That's cool.
let alone the fact that you can drag and drop everything and you can put it into that. It's a Kanban approach,
Yeah,
and
I've
it
been
has
building
the
something
multiple layers.
exactly like this, so I love it. We'll definitely have to collaborate more on it because I have some ideas for
Absolutely.
making a more effective Kanban board. But amazing. This is really cool to just walk through. The bounty board will be cool. I have an idea, so we'll try it out. Honestly, if you can. We'll try it out maybe in another video and record it so that we can show it as a tutorial because I'd love to bring in one of my teammates, have him try it from his angle, and we could see the user journey there, attach that as kind of like an additional piece of the information from this session. This is awesome, Motomoto. I'm super excited to see where you grow and take this. I'm definitely going to check out the GitHub. One of the things I think that's super powerful about agentic coding right now is the fact that I could tell you send you a GitHub repo or vice versa, you send me one, and I can send my same exact AI that is all the same quote unquote model, but because of the harness that I'm using and the way I'm using it and the perspective that it has, it will catch things that yours won't. And
Mm.
my perspective as well in leading it down different stories, I can potentially add in different things that I think could be valuable. One of the beauties of GitHub and open source building and this era that we're in is I could actually just, instead of just suggesting to you this idea, I can just code it,
Mm.
build it myself, create a PR, which is a pull request, which is essentially saying
Yeah.
from my branch on my copy of this code, I'm saying we should add in this feature. And I'm telling Motomoto, you should approve this feature to go to the main branch where everyone can see it, not just my copy of it. And I think
Yeah.
that part is the powerful part of this
The
collaborative environment
collaboration.
going to
Yes.
create, especially because even me spending a half an hour in your repo will get you something that you wouldn't be able to do in your hour, 2 hours, 5 hours because of the way you have your set up. And we all have
Yeah.
different unique setups, and that's one of my goals here with the ZABAL Games is to help share great workflows for those setups. So an individual like you who is starting to learn how to code agentically might be able to get a level up on how to leverage your memory in an agent if you're going to bring an agent in, right, to help with descriptions
Yeah.
or just an LLM call, right, and leveraging these different things that might save tokens, right, in making
I
costs that
mean,
come
I haven't
down.
gotten past API keys yet, so
Yeah, no, I'm excited to help out. We'll level up some cool things here. I'm excited to see you build this through the Zabal games as well. I think this would be a great submission. I would love to like bring some people to come in and help out during it as well. See, put it up as an open project for people to come in and hack on as well, because I think this could be such a powerful tool for so many individuals. So thank you so much. I don't know if there's anything you want to share at the end of it here. Where can people find you? Where can they check out the website? I think you had shared it at one point. Let me see if I can grab it and share it as well.
yeah. So I mean, we have not launched on a public or the Baraza TV link publicly, but that will be soon. What I can share right now is go through the different screens as we're here. I can just show you some of what we're preparing, and it's gonna be automated, so no human interaction. People submitting content
This
to
is so
the
cool.
different timeline. And like for this will be, I mean, I know you guys know We the Media, and he's been doing a lot of public interviews, so that will be the street interviews. I mean,
Oh
still
my
final
God,
I
this
mean
is
final
awesome.
spaces.
This is exactly one of the things I wanted to build. So, if you're down to make this as a ball games project, I would love to add it in because this is something like I will add in some value in code and build on top of this because it's definitely something that's been on my mind for the ZOW TV. So, as you're building this up, I would love to help build that infrastructure and different things that I have in mind that might hopefully save you some hassle down the road as well. This is so
And
cool. Well
again guys,
done.
build in public so you can find
Yeah.
guys like the Zao that want to help. Yeah, thanks Zao, I appreciate you. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. So far so good.
Here, wait, let me
We're
make a big.
almost there. Yeah, we're almost there. There's a dark screen. This is where the videos are gonna be playing. But I'm coming to a few more. Yeah, there we go. So like this, the bar games
Oh
will
yeah.
have a segment on the channel, and you see like Kevin film will be Zabal, and the Zal will lead people to the Zal. And that's what the idea is, to put up a channel that doesn't belong to individuals. Programming isn't managed by individuals, but by trending conversations, by what the people want to hear, and by vote. And that ends up on the timeline. And
It's
people want to
amazing.
advertise on the, because it's our content. We believe in it, so we're gonna watch it, and that's our lineup. I mean, this is what I'm working on. This is this is final right now. So this is what I just finished up with. I'm super excited about it because you can see it moves through the different scenes, and this is all AI, but guys, and it moves and it reads what's in those scenes and plays the video.
Let's go. I'm excited. Let's go. Share me over that GitHub. I'll add it to the end of this video for anyone who's watching this and saying, "Wow, I need this." The beauty of open source repos is you can just clone it, copy it, and put it in place. If you know what you're doing and want to rock it out, you can do that. The beauty of open source repos in this social environment with Web3, I think, is the ability to collaborate and say, okay, like you're building this, I'm building this. How can we collaborate and connect together so that we can both continue building our things, but they can be in sync with another person because we are aligned on where we want to create a goal in the future. And this is so in line with one of the things I love about Web3 and want to build. So I'm proud of you, bro. This is awesome. An amazing presentation. Also, I just wanted to say, so thank you so much. Do you want to say one more last time where people can reach out to you?
Yeah, I mean, Aziz Moto everywhere else. My TikTok, my ex was hacked, so Crypto Koala on X. Yeah, I mean, Aziz KE on Farcaster. But if anything, just ask anybody in Africa about Aziz Moto or the Moto, and you find me. My number is doxed. My socials are doxed. So look forward to you guys reaching out and us having more conversations.
I love it. Thank you so much,
Thank you, Sal.
Aziz. Thanks everyone for listening in and participating, and we'll see you.